Hello and good evening and welcome to TitleTown Throwdown. I am your host, Nick LeBlanc, and welcome. Well, a lot to get to this week. The Red Sox miserable 2020 season is over. Thank God for that. And we're going to touch up on a couple more Red Sox topics today, too. In terms of the Red Sox potential managerial search, the Red Sox sale began immediately, I got some thoughts on that. But I want to start off with just what was just an absolute horrid season for the Red Sox. Yes, it was only 60 games. You say, oh, it was only 60 games. It was a small sample size with this new roster. A small sample size in which we still could have gotten, even if it was still a full 162 games. By the way, I am on location here. Background's different. So, on location and parts unknown. Anyway, back to what I was saying. This Red Sox team, the one that we got, it could have been much different, or really more of the same, from what we got if we had a full 162-game season. I still think the Red Sox probably would have finished right around last place. Maybe not last place. Maybe the Blue Jays would have a typical season. The Orioles would have had their typical season. The Red Sox would have gone hot some point around the middle of the year to finish maybe 500, a couple of games below 500 behind both the Rays and the Yankees. So I thought the Red Sox would finish third place, 500, and Ron Roenicke would be here to stay, maybe. But that didn't turn out anywhere. Not much you can do when you trade Mookie Betts, David Price. You lose Chris Sale for the year due to Tommy John surgery, something he should have had done last August. He should have. Let's be honest. He should have had it done last August, shut him down August, September. You miss him all throughout 2020, and you have him ready to go 2021. Instead, they waited until March for him to have the damn surgery. And now he's out. He was out all of 2020. We knew that was going to come out. Now he's going to miss at least half of 2021. We probably won't see Chris Sale until probably after the All-Star break in 2021 next season, and he probably won't even be a starter. He'll probably come out of the bullpen. So congratulations, Red Sox. And really this is probably Dave Dombrowski's fault. At the time of the contract, he gave Chris Sale the contract. All right, awesome, perfect. Let's do it. Lock him up. 5 years. He's going to be the ace of the staff for the next 5 years. What happens after that? Oh, he has a piss-poor 2019 season, has to get shut down at the end of the year because his elbow is bothering him, in which he could have gone Tommy John surgery on. He comes spring training. He missed time because he was sick. He probably had COVID. We don't know. We're never going to know. But he missed the first couple of weeks. He comes back. Bullpens aren't right. He has no velocity. Boom, Tommy John surgery. And instantly, the rotation of 2020 changed. So now, then, we all know, coronavirus shut down everything. We know that. Players and owners going back and forth, complaining, yada, yada. No season, no season, no season. We wanted to pay this much. We only want to pay this much. Blah, 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 blah. Enough. Just enough already. Eventually, they settled on 60 games. Thank the Lord. But now, the Red Sox had even more issues. Summer camp at Fenway Park before the 60-game regular season is set to begin. Eddie Rodriguez had COVID-19. He was in protocol. Complications from COVID. He's doing better now. He should be ready to go for 2021. But you're without your second now best starter. Gone. Wiped away. 2020 season, Eddie Rodriguez, nowhere to be found. He was done. Shut down. For good reason. So then, in one swoop, your top three pitchers from 2019-18. Sale, Price, Rodriguez. Injury, traded, COVID. And you're left with Nathan Eovaldi. Your only returning starter from last season, because Rick Porcello signed to the Mets back in early in the offseason of 2019. Early. So he was off the books. So you lost 4 starters. You had 1 returning. And so then you have to have this makeshift pitching staff of Martin Perez and some schmucks from Pawtucket. It was a crap show waiting to happen, and guess what we got? The crap show. Now, the Red Sox did turn it on late in the year. Some young guys showed their potential. Bobby Dahlbeck can show that he can hit at the major league level for a month. We need to see if he will make the Team A next year, and if we can do it consistently through a full 162-game slate. Chances are you'll get Eddie Rodriguez back. Healthy, full, good, awesome, great. Sale, again, earliest All-Star break. Worst case scenario, he misses all of 2021. We don't see him until 2022. Boom, 2 years of that 5-year contract. White. Gone. Dunzo. Didn't even pitch. So, great job, Dave. Wonder you got fired. So, now it came to... Now, it wasn't all bad for the Red Sox. They did have some bright spots. That kid Hulk, he can pitch. Now, he had 3 good starts at the end of the season. That's still a positive to take out. So you might have something out of this guy. Let's see what he can do during spring training. See if he has a good spring in 2021. And maybe he might crack the roster in 2022. Now, will that happen? Who knows? We got to find that out first. But I think Roenicke can play. I think Dahlbeck can play at the major league level as well. I believe Chavis can bounce back. I think these young guys here that came up from Pawtucket, or the alternate training site from Pawtucket, if you want to call it that. Only time Matoya was used this season is never going to be used for baseball again for however many years it's going to be, or that was it. If September 5th, 2019 is the last real life baseball game to be ever played on that field. We don't know. We'll find that out. Who knows when. But some positives I do want to take out of the Red Sox season this year. Alex Verdugo is quickly rubbing off on me. I thought the Red Sox got absolutely porked in the Mookie Betts trade. Alex Verdugo, it's possible. It's absolutely possible that Alex Verdugo could definitely work out. Now, will Jeter Downs and Connor Wong work out? That remains to be seen. But the fact that one of those 3 pieces are already working out right now in Verdugo, I think the Red Sox might have a solid case, have a solid lineup next year. JD Martinez is coming back. That's guaranteed. He's opting in. So you got your designated hitter, you got your shortstop, you got your third baseman, you possibly got your first baseman in Dahlbeck. So right there, and you got hopefully a healthy Andrew Benintendi coming back with his mind right, ready to hit, ready to be the hitter that the Red Sox want him to be. Now, realistically, if you want to think about it, the Red Sox and a lot of other teams would prefer him to do walk, strikeout, homer. Me, just get singles and doubles. Drive in runners. I don't care. If you hit a home run, great. If you don't hit a home run, oh well. The home run isn't the biggest thing to do. Don't hit a home run. You don't need to hit a home run. A home run accomplishes nothing. Now, if you had a 3-run shot or a grand slam, great. If you had a 2-run shot to tie a game or come back in close, awesome. Hit a solo shot, lead off a game, even better. So, really, this is where I expect the Red Sox line to be next year. At least a good part of it, because we're still not sure who's coming, who's going. Jackie Bradley Jr., don't know if he's going to stay or if he's going to go. So let's leave Jackie out of it for a minute. Gotta have Benintendi lead off. If he can't lead off, get someone who can lead off. I say have Verdugo lead off and right. Benintendi second and left. Put JD Martinez in the 3-hole. Do not put him second. Don't put him sixth. Don't put him seventh. 3 or 4, all except for JD Martinez. Maybe even 5, but no less than 5 and no higher than 3. So there. Xander Bogaerts, shortstop. Rafael Devers, 5th at 3rd. Dahlbeck, 6th as the first baseman. You got Vasquez catching. Then whoever the hell you have at second base and center field. I can imagine that maybe second base would be that Aruz guy, or maybe even Michael Chavis, or magically if he's healthy, I doubt it, Dustin Pedroia at second base. If he is finally fully healthy, because let's be honest, Pedroia has not looked right since the middle of 2017, since Machado banged his foot into Pedroia's shin. I don't think we're ever going to get the same Dustin Pedroia, but if Pedroia can be healthy and produce, we're not expecting him to 20 home runs for 100 RBIs. We know he can't. He's never been that guy. We know he's not going to be that guy ever. But if Pedroia can contribute maybe a 300 average, drive in 40 to 50 runners, RBIs, hit maybe 6 home runs, and just be a consistent hitter, good fielder, you got a shot. You do got a good chance. So my takeaways from the Red Sox season in general, a really, really bad start. Let's be honest. That start was terrible. But a good, strong finish. And you got some looks at some guys. So it wasn't a complete wash for the Red Sox. They did finish with 24 wins. Miraculously, I thought they'd go 30-30. 6 wins shy of my total. But what can you do? All right, with Ron Roenicke out, does this pave the way for Alex Cora to return to the Red Sox? Or is someone new going to come in? Find out right after this here on TitleTown Throwdown. And welcome back to TitleTown Throwdown. I am your humble host, Nick LeBlanc. On location tonight, not in my normal background. On location, parts unknown. So, before I finish off last segment, I said Ron Roenicke out as Red Sox manager. And indeed he is. After 1 season, 2 seasons as the bench coach, so 3 seasons in total of Ron Roenicke, he's done. So, with Ron Roenicke's departure, after a 24-36 record, what does the future hold for the Red Sox managerial search? Now, yes, the Red Sox have many other questions. They need bullpen guys. They need starting pitching depth. We know they need pitching depth. What are they going to do with Jackie Bradley Jr.? Is he going to stay? Is he going to go? Is he going to be like every other typical Red Sox center fielder and sign with the blasted Yankees? Which I wouldn't put it past him, by the way. So, the question now arises to be this. But I think this is the most important move that the Red Sox need to make. Who's going to manage this team in 2021? Now, the Red Sox have many options. They could promote some guys within the organization, like Tom Goodwin, the first base coach, Carlos Fables, the third base coach. some more internal guys. So you could look outside the organization, see what managers are going to get canned. And, maybe if you're the Red Sox ownership, you want to make amends with someone, pray that a certain someone gets fired from their job in Cleveland and he comes back to here. I think you know who I'm talking about. I think I need to say the name, but I'll say it just in case. Terry Francona. Now look, I doubt Tito. Two things. A, I doubt Cleveland's going to fire him. B, I really doubt that he would want to come back to Boston after they just smacked him across the face and said, "You stink, get out." After what? The guy gave you your first World Series title in 86 years, brought the team back to the World Series just 3 years later, won it again twice in 4 years, got you to Game 7 of the ALCS the following season and a great title defense, probably the last good title defense the Red Sox had. Swept in the ALDS, missed the playoffs in 2010, should have made the playoffs in 2011, but that had that horrid September collapse. And yeah, so I still think the Red Sox did turn Francona dirty. Now, could Francona have easily had the same horrible season that we suffered through in 2012 with Bobby Valentine? Absolutely. Absolutely. And the Red Sox fired him after that season. I think we all would have understood. But no, canned him, went to Valentine. Valentine stunk. Fired Valentine. Brought John Farrell in. He won a World Series. Then the following years, stunk. First round sweep. First round exit. Despite 2 division titles. See you later. Alex Cora. Best record the team has had in forever. First time they got to 100 wins in God knows how many years. 108 wins, 119 wins total throughout the postseason. Next year, underperformed. Has to get fired because of his cheating scandals in Houston. Understandably. Now, should the Red Sox give Alex Cora a second chance? Now, I think he deserves one. I really do. I think he deserves a second chance in baseball. Will Alex Cora pull the same stunt that he did with Houston? No. I'm pretty sure they're going to have eyes on that one. Now, if you're Chaim Bloom, you're kind of looking at ownership saying, I kind of want to bring in my own guy here, get my paw prints all over this team. There's still many remnants of Dave Dombrowski on this team. He got rid of one of them, David Price. He's stuck with Sale, unfortunately. He's stuck with a few other guys. Pedroia was a Theo Epstein thing way back in what? When did Pedroia sign that same year? I think that was a Charrington signing, a Charrington extension. That was like 2012, 2013 when Pedroia was still playing at such a high, good, healthy level. Healthy, I might add. Yeah, healthy. Probably the last time I saw Dustin Pedroia being real healthy. But let's just go to this. If the Red Sox were to bring back Alex Cora, it's not on a permanent basis. It's on a 1-year, make it or break it type of season. Hear me out. They convinced Boone to bring back Alex Cora and say you bring back Ron Roenicke as bench coach. All right? I think that appeases a lot of people. Especially Cora, especially Roenicke. We'll see. But say you bring back Alex Cora and you go to Cora and you say, look, got a 1-year, make it or break it type of season. The Red Sox can have little to no expectations next year. The only expectation is be competitive. But they'll also give Bloom a chance to look at Cora with his own eyes and say, okay, is this the guy that I really want to go with? In my mind, I don't think Bloom wants to even try with Alex Cora. Ownership, they're not going to say it, but I think they are. They're telling Bloom saying, hey, maybe give our guy another shot. I scratch her back. You scratch our back. If our guy doesn't do the job well, then you can go hire your own guy. Now, do I think it'll lead that way? Yeah, kind of. But I don't think bringing Alex Cora back in won't be a bad thing. I don't think it'll be a distraction. I don't think it'll be a judgment on the clubhouse or the team. The team will definitely face some backlash for it, but I don't think it'll be a just let's remember, when Alex Cora took over for John Farrell, the clubhouse was as dysfunctional as it could be. Alex Cora took that dysfunction, crumbled it up like it's piece of paper, tossed it in the trash, and said, here's how things are going to go. I'm going to be your friend, but I'm going to call you out when you need to get called out. I'm going to tell you when you stink, and I'm going to tell you how you can do to fix it. He didn't sugarcoat anything. Players respected him for it. They rallied behind him. They bought into his system. And look what Alex Cora did his first year. 108 in 54, 11-3 in the postseason, World Series title, your 4th in 18 seasons. Bada bing, bada boom. Done. Last season, team still really liked Cora, but the team simply underperformed. Let's get that drilled into everyone's head. Last year's Red Sox team, 2019, underperformed. This season's team, don't tell me that they underperformed because they just stunk. They flat out stunk. Don't even try that with me. But I will say this. The Red Sox at the end of this season showed a lot of heart. Could Alex Cora bring that heart back? Yeah, maybe. Absolutely could. Absolutely. I think he could. Now, another option the Red Sox to do is promote or ask Jason Varitek if he's ready to step into that manager's role. Varitek would be a good for the perspective of the pitching staff-wise. He'd be able to get the pitchers on schedule, the catchers and the pitchers to be on the same page constantly. Probably where Varitek will have trouble is getting the fielders and all the regular hitters who can actually hit. Not saying Vasquez can hit. I think Vasquez can absolutely hit. But I think that's where Varitek will have a tough time. Some guy outside the organization might not be a bad thing. A new voice, a new set of things. Guy leaders in the clubhouse endeavors, Bogarts and JD Martinez. I think those are your 3 leaders right there. So it's interesting to see what the Red Sox are going to do with the managerial picks. Now, let's remember, Alex Cora is still serving that 1-year ban, which ends after the World Series, whenever that might be. Right now, Game 7 of the Fall Classic is scheduled for October 28th, meaning on October 29th, Alex Cora's 1-year ban from baseball is over. He is free to go back into Major League Baseball, apply for managerial jobs, bench coach, first, second, infield coach, whatever. Let's keep October 29th as an open-minded date. Don't be surprised if it is announced by the Red Sox on October 29th, 2020, that Alex Cora just renamed Red Sox manager on a 1-year deal, a 1-year make-it-or-break-it type of season. He fails, Cora leaves for good, Bloom brings in his own guy. He succeeds, Cora sticks around. And they just get a team around him that can play well, make the playoffs, and compete in the playoffs. And just compete in general. That's the main thing the Red Sox need to focus on. Compete. Just compete. If the Red Sox can win 85 games a season, mixing a wild card appearance here and there, it's enough to keep you settled. I guarantee you will. But on October 29th, Alex Cora's 1-year ban is up. Just keep an eye open for any news outlet that says Alex Cora back as Red Sox manager. Starting on October 29th, all throughout the offseason. Just keep that date in mind. All right, we got a big game coming up this Sunday. Pats and Chiefs. A true make-it-or-break-it type of test for Cam Newton and the Patriots. How will they fare? I'll tell you when we come back. You're listening to Titletown Throwdown here on the SFBN Rhode Island networks. And welcome back to TitleTown Throwdown. I'm Nick LeBlanc. And here we are once again. We got the Patriots and the Chiefs. A late Sunday afternoon football game, America's Game of the Week on CBS. Yes, Patriot fans, you have to listen to Tony Romo and Jim Nantz again. I know. Some of you don't like Tony Romo. I get it. I think he's pretty good. Wasn't bad. It was a pretty good NFL quarterback, just couldn't stay healthy. Really good announcer, though. Very good color commentator for CBS with Jim Nantz. I think they do very well with one another. Anywho, let's get down to this. The Patriots had a fantastic win over the Las Vegas Raiders. So getting used to saying that. The Las Vegas Raiders last week. Patriots just dominated really from the first quarter on defensively. Offensively, a couple sputters, but Newton didn't do too bad again. And, yeah, so right then and there. But the Patriots have a real true test. Now, they do get a little bit of a benefit because the Patriots played last Sunday at 1 o'clock. The Chiefs played on Monday night in Baltimore. Patriots were home. So, Kansas City coming off of a short week, that might benefit the Patriots. Patriots got a full week of rest and practicing, and it's a later start time. 4:15. 4:25, my apologies. But still, though, this is going to be a make it or break it, show me type of game for the Red Sox. Now, here's what we need to do. The Patriots need to do to come out with the win in Kansas City. If they allow fans here, it's not going to be maybe 17,000 at most. At most, 17,000. But those 17,000 fans, they can make noise. They made noise when the Texans were there on opening night. They made a lot of noise, and it's still going to be a very difficult place to play. What the Patriots need to do, and this is just key, and this is what they did a couple years ago in the AFC Championship game. Keep Patrick Mahomes on the sideline. Keep him on the sideline. If the Patriots are putting together 7.5-minute drives, drive in, drive out, drive here, drive there, keep Mahomes off the field, don't let him touch the football, you're going to win. All right? But don't give Mahomes an extra possession. You got to keep the ball off the ground. Cam Newton, he needs to throw accurately when he does. And Cam, for the love of God, please, when you're scrambling out, don't hold the football like it's a loaf of bread. 2 hands on it, you can scramble. You can run while you're holding the ball like this. Move your arms like this just so you're still pumping. And no one knows, touch it and run. Please. You have a great chance of someone knocking the ball out like that when you're holding the ball out like this. Compared to like this. 2 hands on the ball, you have a great chance of hanging on to it if you get sacked. And that's really for everyone on the Patriots. Just don't carry the ball like it's a loaf of bread. Carry it like it's a baby. Tuck it under your arm and run. Protect it. It's your ball. When you got that ball, what do you know? So the Patriots need to keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. That is important. That is important. Keep Patrick Mahomes off the field. Play solid defensively. Don't let Mahomes beat you to the outside because Mahomes can make plays. He can extend plays. So what the Patriots need to do, cover Tyreek Hill. Don't let Travis Kelce beat you over the middle because he will. Take away all first options. Force Mahomes to go to the secondary options. and just force Mahomes into a mistake. You force Patrick Mahomes into a mistake, you get the extra possessions. They don't. You could be looking at an upset win because the Chiefs are 7-point favorites heading into Sunday. Now, that line could change between now and Sunday. I don't think it's going to. Chiefs are 3-0. You're 2-1. You could have a huge upset. Give you so much momentum heading into Week 5 against the pitiful Denver Broncos, who are playing tonight on Thursday Night Football against the Jets. You have a chance to go into your bye week for Week 6, 4-1. And that will put the NFL on notice saying, without Tom Brady, no Rob Gronkowski, no Dante Hightower, no Patrick Chung, no problem. You have a golden, perfect opportunity to do this. Don't waste it. Keep Mahomes off the field. You will win the game. That's the biggest key for the Patriots. Don't give Mahomes extra possessions. Keep them on the sideline. Run the ball down their throats. Pass the ball when you need to. Make smart passes, smart decisions. Wrap up and tackle. Cover the guys you need to cover. And you can walk out of Kansas City with a win. You can walk out of Kansas City with a win. Because past regular season games, Kansas City hasn't gone your way. They beat you at Kansas City bad. They beat you at Gillette bad. They beat you at Gillette last season. That's how good the Kansas City Chiefs are. The Chiefs haven't lost a game, including postseason. They haven't lost a game since Week 10 of last season when they lost to the Tennessee Titans. That is the last time the Kansas City Chiefs lost a football game. They have won each of their last 11 games, including postseason. Now, if you want to know regular season, that's fine. They were 6-4 when they lost to Tennessee. They were out. So they're sitting there. They've won their last 9 regular season contests. They've won their last 9 regular season contests. 11 games total, 11, 12 games total, if you want to include the postseason. So that's really it. Kansas City's going to come into this game. Now, they're not going to take you lightly. Andy Reid will refuse to let his team take any opponent lightly. Say Bill Belichick. He never lets his team take any opponent lightly. Regardless of the record, yes, he'll treat the woeful Jets. By the time you face them to be 0-10, he'll treat them like they're 10-0. It's Bill Belichick. It's how he is wired. And plus, he likes to beat the Jets at every opportunity he gets. So, biggest key for the Patriots: play sound defense, create turnovers, don't commit turnovers, keep Mahomes on the field, off the field. You got a great chance to walk out of Kansas City with the W. A great, great, great chance. So, believe me, if you're the Patriots, don't waste this opportunity to get in there. Get in there and win. All right, so check out Sports World Weekly, hosted by Matt Jules. Every Saturday morning at 10 a.m., Matt will go around the world and talk the world of sports, national and local teams. So catch Matt every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. When we come back, it's your favorite segment. It's my favorite segment. If you don't love it, you're going to learn to love it. It's Game Picks. Nick's Picks. Coming right up. You are watching TitleTown Throwdown. And welcome back to TitleTown Throwdown. as I said, segment we all know and love, Nick's Picks. Hard to believe we're only in week 4 of the NFL season. Now, one little note. Sunday's game against the Titans and the Steelers has been postponed until either Monday night or Tuesday. Now, if all goes well with Tennessee either tonight or tomorrow, the Titans and Steelers will play on Monday night. Regardless of when they play, we're still going to pick the game. But let's start out with tonight's Thursday night football game. We got the Denver Broncos traveling to MetLife Stadium in New Jersey to take on the NYJETS Jets. A battle of 0-3 teams. Hey, someone needs to win. You know, we already saw one tie this year, so please spare me of another tie. Like, oh, God. That's one thing I wish the NFL would abolish are ties. Just get rid of ties. We don't need ties in professional football. Just keep going. 10-minute quarters. Just keep going until somebody wins the game, please. Can we make that a rule soon? Goodell, NFL, someone. All right, so Broncos, Jets. I'm actually going to go with the Jets here in a partial upset. I think this is a perfect opportunity for Sam Darnold to really figure out who he is as a quarterback. Denver is still without Drew Lock. They're going to be without him for some time. So I'm going to go the Jets over the Broncos. The Chargers traveled to Tampa Bay to take on Brady and the Bucks. I'm going to go Brady and the Bucks on this one. Tom Brady is really trying to find his stride on offense down there. And the Chargers, well, they're the Chargers, but they will give Tampa Bay a game. I will say that. The Chargers have given the game in each of their first 3 contests. The 2-1 Browns traveling to Dallas to take on the 1-2 Cowboys. I'm going to know the Brownies. I really am. I'm going to know the Browns on this one. I think the Browns have a legit shot, but I want to count out the Cowboys completely. They always make a day of it at home. They like to win at home. They like to play at home. But I'm going to go with the Browns in the upset here in this one. The 2-1 Ravens don't have to go very far. They take on the 1-2 Washington football team. Lamar still has a lot to prove. The Ravens have 100 plus yards in 26 straight games. Lamar Jackson was held in check last week. I don't think the Washington's going to have the same fate. Ravens over the football team. We got the 3-0 Seattle Seahawks flying all the way across the country down south to take on the Miami Dolphins. Now, flying across country, the Seahawks have done this twice in 4 weeks. They've been home the last couple of weeks. I'm confident that the Seahawks will win this game. Seahawks go to 4-0. Dolphins fall to 1-3. Got another battle of 0-3 teams in Houston, the Vikings and the Texans. Again, somebody needs to win this game. I don't want another tie. We don't want another Bengals-Eagles of last week. This is the game Kirk Cousins and the Vikings finally get off the schneid. Vikings go to Vikings improve to 1-3. Texans fall to 0-4 and don't be surprised if Bill O'Brien gets fired within the coming weeks. The 1-2 Saints take on the 1-2 Lions at Ford Field. I didn't know the Saints. I think the Saints' offense is better than Detroit's. Their defense is better than Detroit's. Matt Patricia, he's a defensive wizard. Hasn't proved out too much so far in Detroit. So Saints improved to 2-2. Lions fall to 1-3. The 1-2 Jaguars taking on the 0-2-1 Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals have allowed 154 rushing yards per game since 2019. That is the most in the NFL. I think the Bengals still doing that under control, but they find a way to contain Gardner Minshew. And the Jags and then the Bengals in the upset win. Joe Burrow gets his first NFL win. Here's a good game. The 2-1 Phillip Rivers led Indianapolis Colts against the now newly led Nick Foles and the Chicago Bears. It is Bears defensive coordinator Chuck Pagano's first game against his former team since he was fired from the Colts a few years ago. I'm going to give this game to the Indianapolis Colts. I think Phil Rivers has a great game. I think Nick Foles feels the pressure a little bit of being starting quarterback in Chicago. He led the Bears to a great comeback win over the Falcons last week. But I think the pressure gets him a bit. Colts 3-1. Bears fall to 3-1. The Arizona Cardinals, they travel all the way across the country to take on the 1-2 Panthers. Bridgewater and company, they showed a lot of promise last week. The Cardinals aren't anyone to sneeze at. This is going to be another great game. But I'm going to go with the Arizona Cardinals in this one. It's going to be a tight, high-scoring game. Will come down to the arms of the quarterbacks at some point. Cardinals improve to 3-1. Panthers fall to 1-2. The 0-3 Giants take on the 2-1 LA Rams. The Giants have only 14 points per game without Saquon Barkley with a 1-3 record. Unfortunately, that continues. The Giants' offense is just not that great. The Rams, I should expect them to trample all over the Giants. Rams go to 3-1. Giants fall to 0-4. The game of the week. Hands down. I don't care how you look at it. The 2-1 Patriots taking on the 3-0 Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City have won 3 of the last 4 games against New England. Postseason included. A 1 loss coming in the AFC Championship game in 2019, or the 2018 season, I should say. My apologies. This is going to be a very tight game, high-scoring game. I have to go with the Kansas City Chiefs here. I just think that the Patriots defense is really going to do a lot to stop them. And Mahomes, he's a tough guy to stop. Chiefs go to 4-0, Patriots go to 2-2, but it is a slugfest. Do not get me wrong. It will be a slugfest. The Patriots will be in it all the way. 3-0 Bills taking on the 2-1 Raiders. The Patriots could benefit from a Buffalo loss. The Raiders, they've played really tough. However, the Bills scored 31 points this season, the third per game this season, third most in the NFL. They blew a 28-3 lead against the Rams, but found a way to come back and win 35-32. Atlanta, did you take notes? But I'm still going to go the Raiders here. Raiders go to 3-1. Bills fall to 3-1. Sunday Night Football, we got the Eagles at 0-1 against the Niners, 2-1. The Niners are just banged up. But Carson Wentz, let's be honest. The guy could have someone wide open, and they'd chuck it over the poor guy's head. And it'll lead to long incompletion, or knowing Carson Wentz's luck will get intercepted. However, the Eagles have a chance here with a very depleted Niners team. They spend 2 weeks in New Jersey, fly all the way back cross country back home to San Francisco. So some travel, so maybe some tired 49ers players. I like the 49ers in this game though. 49ers go to 3-1. Eagles fall to 0-3-1. Go figure. Monday Night Football, the Green Bay Packers and the Atlanta Falcons at Lambeau Field. If the Packers spot the Falcons 20 points to begin the game, see if Atlanta can hold it. Because Atlanta's blown fourth quarter leads in back-to-back weeks. So, if you're the Falcons, do a lot of people in the NFL favor, especially your fan base. If you get a fourth quarter lead, hang on to it. I don't think that's going to be the case, so I think Aaron Rodgers and company do really well. I don't think the Falcons have a chance in this. Aaron Rodgers is just hot. That offense is hot. That defense, they could benefit from probably a very sputtering offense right now. Packers go to 4-0, heading into the bye. Falcons fall to 0-4. So last game, the Steelers and the Titans. regardless of when they play this, either Monday night or Tuesday, or they reschedule it later on in the season. So I'm still going to pick it. About 3-0 teams, this will be a good game no matter when it's played. No matter when it's played, it'll be a great game. I'm going to go the Pittsburgh Steelers here. I think Ben Roethlisberger, who's looked great in his first 3 games of the season, he'll come back. And if you think about it, the Steelers have the second best defense, the 13th best offense. It's going to be about the offenses. But as I just said, the Pittsburgh defense, they could stop Derrick Henry in his tracks. So that's what I'm going to know. The Steelers improved to 4-0. Titans fall to 3-1. If the game happens, it should always get pushed back to later on in the year. I'll explain that very briefly before we go. So the way that this would work, if they were to put this game later on in the season, say week 7, when the Titans' original bye week is, and the Ravens and Steelers supposed to play that week, here's what will happen. If this game is completely postponed this whole week, this week 4 would serve as bye weeks for both the Steelers and the Titans. Then the Steelers and Titans will play in Nashville week 7. Week 7 will be the Ravens' new bye week because their bye week is supposed to be week 8 along with the Steelers. So the Steelers and Titans will play week 7. Ravens will have week 7 off. Then the Ravens and the Steelers will play week 8. So that's how it could go. We don't know. I don't know. I'll pass that news along to someone once I find out. But anyway, though, thank you for coming on. Stay tuned a little later on tonight as MMA Complete Podcast with Zach is about to premiere at 8 o'clock. So stay tuned for that. But for TitleTown Throwdown, my name is Nickel Blanc. Have a great Thursday night and have a great weekend. I'll talk to you next week.